Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Another week, another day of life, another breath. We made it and we conquered the week. And so, hats off to y'all for that. No matter, like, I don't know what y'all went through this week. I don't know what obstacles, what you triumphed, what did you win, the losses. I heard something like last week that kind of excited me, right? And so I'm gonna use it. Like you always hear me say, like life is about choices, decisions, um, consequences, and then responses. And now I look at it like I heard, and I think it's like a basketball reference, obviously, but I heard that someone said every week goes to game 7. You just got to win 4. And so that resonated with me, obviously, because I'm a sports fan. I watch basketball. You got playoff basketball going on right now, the finals. But that's true. Like, it's 7 days in a week. And we're not going to be perfect. We're not, I mean, I would love to go 7-0, right? I would love to. And when I say four out of 7, it just depends on the vices that you struggle with. Like, how was your day? Um, I'm working on cussing. I'm working on not eating certain foods. I have certain things that I'm addicted to, right? That I'm working on. If I do those things or I fall short that day, that I consider that a loss. And so this week was not my best week at all, right? I would say I lost 4-2. Um, but a new week is ahead, and a new week is an opportunity for me to win some. And every day is a struggle. Like every day is a fight. Every day is a battle within myself. More than anything, the enemy has no control over me. The enemy can't make me do anything, right? I do it myself. I take the blame. I take the ownership of any of my decisions. I'm not going to say it here and say, "Oh man, the enemy is doing this." The enemy, like he has a job, but that doesn't mean that I have to adhere to it. That doesn't mean I have to succumb to it. Whatever his plans and his plots are, he's going to do that no matter what. That doesn't mean that I just accept it. And so my week, now that I have that, and it makes it easier for me, it's going to make it easier for you all too, probably. And that reference, especially if you like sports, like Monday, Tuesday, and I start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I end with Sunday because of the business week, not spiritually. But so Monday starts, and I have now something to fight for, more so than usual, because now I'm looking at it and I'm counting it, right? I can win Monday. Don't eat this. Make sure I work out. Make sure I go to yoga. Make sure I'm in bed by this time, right? Getting the proper rest. Like that's a win, right? Um, Tuesday, make sure I do it. And before you know it, you're up for, right? It's a sweep. And then I can add to the week. And so that was something that really stuck with me last week that I wanted to talk about. Like that was very interesting to me. Um, and I'm gonna use it. Like this week was not my best week, but I'm blessed because I'm still here. And the same with you all. You're blessed to be able to get 7 more days. So now I can reset and try to win this week, but starting by winning each day, each moment, each minute, because it's makes no sense to complain. It makes zero sense to not be appreciative of your life. I heard something else, which is the title of this week. What a privilege it is to be tired, to be worried, bothered, consumed by the things that we dreamed about. Like I said, still trying to get over a head cold. I haven't learned I haven't learned my lesson at all. Still sleep with the fan in my face, but we grew up like that, right? And that's why my voice got a little cough, but not sick. Just got to learn how to sleep under the cover if I got the fan in my face. But the truth is, like everything that we have, especially my life, right? I'll just use me. I'm in a great position, and I'm living the life that I dreamed about 10 years ago. When I used to walk probably 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when I used to work at Southern University, I worked to make ends meet, I worked overnight. I've talked about this before. I worked overnight in valet at the Marriott downtown in Baton Rouge. And I used to work from 10 to 6 a.m. And then I would go to Southern University. We had a staff meeting at 7:03, oddly, but shout out to Dawson Odom's head coach. I think he's at Bowie State now, getting another opportunity. Great man. Gave me my first opportunity in college football at a HBCU, so I appreciate him for that. But I had to make ends meet. I only made maybe a year $10,000 from Southern University, new position, but I wanted to get into college football from high school. Took a pay cut from there, but that was my dream. My dream was to work in college football, and so the enemy dressed it up how he wants to dress it up. I could have said no. I could have stayed making $50,000 with coaching and teaching on the high school level, on the middle school level, but that wasn't my goal. And so I had to make a sacrifice. In making that sacrifice, I also had to pay bills. Like, your dreams aren't free. The life that you really crave is not free. I don't know who told you that. Like, that's not how that works. Some people are born in the front of the line. Some people aren't. And that's okay. Like, I'm okay with it. That used to bother me. But, like, I'm okay with that because it doesn't make my life that less important. And so working in valet, working from 10 to 6, I wouldn't get a lot of sleep. I might get in my car like later on between the hours of maybe 3 and 5 and take like a little nap because people wouldn't come into the hotel at that time. It was a slow time, but really didn't get much sleep. And then we'll go straight to shower and then to the meeting at 7. And it got to a point where I started to, when we valet down there in, at the Marriott downtown, it's not really room on the streets to park. And so we'd have to put it in a warehouse. And I would park the car and then jog back. Or if the person came to get their car, I would jog to the parking garage and bring the car. And on my walk back, after I would park the car, I would look up to the sky and I would talk to God. Like, yes, this is my dream, but I know there's something more. Like, I'm not always, going to work 2 jobs. I'm not always going to work overnight, right? Lose sleep, hurting my health. And I was grateful. Like, I would say, Lord, this is what I wanted. This is what I asked for, right? But I know there's more to this. Like, yes, this is my dream. Yes, this is what I want to do. I want to be in college football, but I know there's more. This won't always be this way. And I would always find myself upset, mad, and my dad, who again is an evangelist, my grandmother, who's my pastor, my mom, very spiritual people, they would always say, like, this is what you asked for. Like, this, you can always have the other life. You could always go back to high school teaching, which is nothing against it. It's a guaranteed check. Summers off, weekends off, coach a little bit here and there, make a little extra money. But it's mundane to me. Like, that's not the life I wanted. But I can accept that path. And it's very easy. Like, just go with it and make good money and retire and be good. And I didn't want that because I would complain just doing that. And so that's a blessing that I'm complaining about. I didn't want to do that. I'd rather be stressed out in living in my dream. And so I, again, put my head down and kept working and got, obviously, 8 years later, I'm in a position I am now. I'm blessed. And again, it's still the same thing. Like, this is what I asked for. This is what I prayed for. This is what I fasted for. And so us being tired, exhausted, and the things that we dreamed about, like, that's a privilege. There are some people that are doing things that they don't want to do, but they have to. They have to work this job. They have to work this job. They have to do certain things to make ends meet versus us complaining or tired, exhausted, living our dream. Like I asked for this very thing that I'm living and working in a few years ago, really a few months ago. And so why am I sitting here complaining? Why am I sitting here allowing anything to deter me from reaching my goals? Like, is it perfect? No, nothing's ever going to be perfect. I'm telling you, I've been on both sides of it. I've been in the mundane where I complained, and now I'm successful living my goals, living in my dreams, but I'm a little exhausted. Which one would you rather? Would you rather the normal life, right? Boring, mundane, same thing Monday through Friday, clock in, clock out, right? Or would you rather the adventurous dream that you've always wanted, but sometimes it takes a lot out of you? Like, it's your choice. But understand that it is a privilege. Understand it is a blessing. Understand that God gave you what you actually wanted. And obviously, He didn't tell you everything that comes with it, because the truth is, if we had to become king like Joseph, I promise you we wouldn't accept going into the prison. But, you know what I'm saying? But Joseph had to protect his family from the famine that was coming. And he didn't know of that. He didn't know what was going to happen, right? He became royalty. But in becoming royalty, his path was a little different. Now, he could have stayed with his dad and been the favorite child, right? Like, that's a good life. But there were bigger things for him. God had bigger plans for him. He just had to go through a little mud. Like, if you pray for the rain, you gotta accept the mud. And we want these great lives, but we really don't think it through of what we're dealing with, of what's going on in these lives, or what comes with that success. And that's something that, like, it's not exciting, it's not troubling, but like, it's exhausting. Like, when you this is the dreams, the goals, the life you always wanted, and when you get it, you realize the toughest part is keeping it. The toughest part is living in it. Like, the climb is not the hardest part of this. The climb is not the hardest part of success. It's maintaining it, because everything becomes an issue. People's hands are out. They think you got to take care of them. Your bills, like, bills don't stop. I just want to let y'all know that, like, just because you got more money does not mean your bills stop, right? Like, you still got to pay bills. You actually get more bills, because most people don't live within their means. Like, you think you get more money, I get a better car, I can live in a better house. I don't want to live like I used to live. But that living like you used to live is what got you where you at now. Understand, it's a privilege. It's a blessing. It's an accomplishment to be where you are. And maintaining it sometimes is very exhausting. It is. I can speak to that. But it's worthwhile. I wouldn't change anything. And I just want y'all to understand that too. Like, man, like, don't complain about it. Like, you asked for this. Enjoy, embrace it. Like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but I promise you, it's better than what you came from. I promise you, it's a better life than you had. And you wanted this. You prayed for this. You should accept it and embrace it, enjoy it, because it is growth. And you don't grow unless you're uncomfortable. Like, people just notice the rose that grows out the concrete, not because it's any different rose or any different color, but it's because of the environment it came from. And that rose is no different than the roses that's in the grass. It just, that rose came from a situation or a place or a position that is not usual. But you still love that rose. You still love the story. You still love, and so that's what we have to realize. Like, our story is still who we are. Our situation should not change our thoughts because, well, especially if you ask for it. Like, you ask for what you're in right now, and you should be excited about it because you have it. Don't forget you're living the life that you dreamed about. Like, no matter what's around it, no matter what comes with it, the life that you prayed about, the life that you worked hard for, the life that you always wanted, you're living it. Don't complain about it. Embrace it. It's a privilege. It is a blessing to be like I'm definitely a believer. I'll always be a believer. Um, but I don't, in my wildest dreams, I wouldn't think that I would be where I am right now at 37. Like, I started in college football, I think at 30, 29, something like that. So within 7, 8 years, I've gotten to the top of the mountain. That's a blessing. Like, I'm so grateful for that. And so, but sometimes I have to remind myself, like I'm doing right now, like, it's a privilege because I started as a high school, middle school, park ball coach for very little time. There are people that started there and they're still there. There are people that I started in the business with that are still where I left them. And that's not a bad thing about them, right? Like, that could be their dream, but I could still be there. Things happen for me, some shifts in my life, God blessing me, putting me in certain rooms, and me activating these people, me pursuing it, me chasing it. Again, me sacrificing, going to Southern University, making $10,000, family members calling me crazy, right? Eating oodles and noodles, right? Eating peanut butter and jelly, and then going to the University of Memphis, and then COVID hits. And that looked like the worst decision in the world because now I think I was making $10 an hour in Memphis and had to do valet in Memphis now. And I know people talk about Memphis, but Memphis probably was one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, so Memphis does nothing for me. Like, I'm not going to talk about Memphis, how people try to talk about me. I love the city of Memphis. I'm not a nightlife guy, but I had to work valet in the nightlife. And that was the first time I was ever introduced to a Tesla. Like, but like, I made the sacrifices to get through that. And God sustained me throughout that whole year, making $10 an hour in a foreign city that I had no ties to. And that blessed me to go to Louisiana Tech. And from Louisiana Tech, met certain people that put me in the rooms at LSU. And then from the LSU, like, recruiting and meeting people, now those same people are putting me in the rooms of where I am now in the agency business. Like, all that came from a dream that I activated, that God put me in rooms and I have to go do my part. He's not going to do it for you. Putting me in these rooms around these certain people have gotten me to where I am. And so I realize it's a privilege. It's a blessing because I dreamed about this 7, 8 years ago. I sat in classrooms when I was teaching severe, profound students, and the other teachers was laughing like, you 30 and you still chasing a dream. You need to be an adult. You need to go to work. And I'm not gonna say it wasn't discouraging because these are my so-called peers. And at these high schools, being with these coaches, and you're like, just focus on what you got going now. Why are you doing that? And I'm where I am because I pursued my dream. And so I don't want anyone to lose sight of the work you put in, the blessings you've had, the rooms you've been in, because it is a privilege. It is a blessing. It's an opportunity to continue to grow. So don't lose sight of that. No matter what you're going through, don't lose sight of where you've come from, how far you've come, right? And where you're going now. It is a blessing to be where you are. Remember, we got game 7. It's 7 games this week. Start tomorrow. It could start today for you, but start tomorrow when this video drop. You got 7 games. And all you got to do is win 4. All you got to do is win 4 and then add to it and continue to challenge yourself. Like, try to be the best version of yourself. Don't succumb to the works, the traps of the enemy. Because he's lurking. He's seeking to devour. But know who's in control of your life, whose hand you're in. God got us. He's gotten us this far. He's never forsaken us. He's never turned his back on us, even when we deserved it. We deserve some of the punishment that comes our way. None of us are perfect. I'm not. I deserve all the punishment because of things I do. But I'm thankful for grace and mercy. I love y'all. This is going to be a great week. I'm speaking it right now. It's going to be phenomenal. Start the week right. Tell your people you love them. Reach out to people you haven't talked to. Check on your family. This is an important month, right? But it should always be important. We shouldn't wait till a certain month to show mental health awareness. Like, every day matters. Keep chopping wood. Keep doing what you want to do. Enjoy your life. You only get one of them. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. I'm praying for y'all. Reach out if you need help. I'm always open to a conversation, no matter what time of day it is, because you matter. You're blessed. You're loved. Y'all be blessed.